Welcome to Know the Score with Decker and Dix. Don't forget to like us and follow us on Facebook, X, and YouTube. Join us live Monday and Friday mornings, or sometimes Tuesdays or Wednesdays, and even an occasional Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, who knows? You can shoot us questions or just send us a comment to set Decker straight. Sit back, enjoy, Know the Score with Decker and Dix now.
What's up?
Welcome.
Double intro. You gotta love it.
So if I were to play this, tell me super happy or not. Ready?
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Are you happy with your pick?
Yeah, I think for the most part. I was sucked into the X sphere where everybody was like, hey, we're trading up for Ginty, and I'm thinking, it's not like we're trading up one spot to get Mitch Trubisky. It's like, you're getting the best running back in the draft. I was happy. I'm thinking, wouldn't be bad. And then nothing happened. Jacksonville traded up, and I'm thinking, okay, now who are they going to go for? And I don't know. It was crazy. But I got to let somebody into the office real quick here in a couple seconds.
Way to go,
and then
brother.
We'll talk. Yeah.
Okay. So you go let that person in, and I'll just keep kind of talking.
Yeah. She's just sitting out there now, so we'll talk.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
It's the intern. Intern's going to watch me do the.
Does the intern want to come in on the podcast? Or
probably not, no.
Okay, gotcha.
But yeah, I was disappointed that we didn't get Ginty.
Okay.
A little surprised we didn't get the other tight end that we were plugging for,
Okay.
but
Yep.
we got the kid from Michigan, and I think watching video, having other guys talk about him, it's going to be a good fit for Ben Johnson. And you got to trust the new head coach,
Yeah, first draft. You trust Poles. In Poles, we trust.
Yep.
You've trusted him for a long time.
Yep.
I think I was a little surprised that the Vikings went offensive line, but kind of sounds like they got a good one, according to Field Yates. I just kind of caught about 5 minutes this morning on ESPN. So
Okay, you keep talking. I'll be right back.
you go let her in. Okay, sounds good. So Cam Ward drafted number 1. We kind of figured that was going to happen. We thought Travis Hunter was going to get drafted number 2, but we didn't think it'd be by the Jaguars. Kind of thought the Browns were going to do it. Giants, I was surprised that they didn't go after a quarterback, but they got their quarterback down later in the first round. So a lot of us were thinking the Saints, that the Saints were going to pick Shedeur Sanders, and they went with an offensive line guy.
Yeah.
So Derek Carr must not be as hurt as everyone was talking about, And I know you're not a fan of Derek Carr, but the guy could throw the ball.
Yeah.
You get a guy some good. Look at Sam Darnold last year. Got him some talent, and the guy did all right.
Yep.
You think David Carr would do well on the Vikings?
Yeah. I think, you can throw anybody.
I know you're not a fan. I'm not a fan either, but I mean, the guy can chuck the ball.
Yeah.
Did you really think? And for me, I thought Pittsburgh was going to draft Shedeur. I just thought it'd be like a
very surprised Pittsburgh didn't draft Shedeur. I mean, either they have something in the works. I don't think you go in the season
with Mason Rudolph.
Yeah, I don't think you can. I mean, you
can, but I don't.
You can, but you had Russell Wilson and Justin Fields, and you downgrade to Mason Rudolph.
Right.
And some people are saying, well, no, you got to give Mason Rudolph a chance. But I've seen Mason Rudolph play. Myles Garrett doesn't like him very well either, but
okay. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, with the helmet, yeah. So
so
then the
Dusty Rhodes said if you play.
Yeah, there you go. So then the Giants made the trade at the end, and everybody was thinking Shedeur's going to New York. And I text my son. I said, oh, this would be crazy if they drafted Dart. And a few minutes later, boom. I mean, what had to been going through Shedeur Sanders' mind? I mean, I didn't realize he had his own little homemade draft room.
Yeah, well, I mean, as legendary as Deion is, you knew that was going to happen. Well, you didn't know that.
So he does not get drafted in the top 32. that will cost him obviously
Quite
a lot
bit
of money,
coin. Yeah.
a lot of bit of coin.
So did he not get drafted because his dad is Deion Sanders, or he's just not as good as the media is portraying him to be, or what are your thoughts? No, I only watched him play a couple times. Yeah. He looked pretty good. Looked good. This is
I
game
think
not
NFL
to
GMs and scouts do their homework.
Yeah.
There's going to be drama when you draft him.
Yeah.
There's going to be uncertainty of, who did Colorado play? I mean, it's not like they played Alabama, Georgia, Ohio State on a weekly basis.
Right.
There was some stat padding going on numerous games when they were up 40-0 and they're still throwing 80-yard touchdowns to up the sideline. It's like, come on. I mean, so yeah, I don't know. Deion's staying in Colorado to coach.
Yep.
So that still frees him up on Sundays to fly wherever his son goes to. But with Cleveland having the first 2 picks and the first 3 or 4 picks here in the second round, I don't know. To me, Cleveland is probably going to jump on him right away. I think.
Okay.
That's
we know Cleveland's freaking history of drafting quarterbacks.
Well, yeah, I know they're still paying Deshaun Watson, I think. And
so I'm saying, if I'm Shedeur Sanders, I'm like, please don't draft me.
Well, they did have an AI interview with Shedeur saying that not going to go to that dumpster fire in Cleveland, and So we'll see. Yeah, that starts tonight, second and third rounds. The Bears have 2 picks in the second round.
Yeah. So I know you got home late last night from Green Bay, so I couldn't make it. So how was the atmosphere there? It looked pretty cool.
It was crazy. The only thing I didn't like was the opening with Clay Matthews.
Yeah.
That was a little
riding the bikes out and all that stuff.
Well, no, you didn't hear what he said?
No, I didn't. So I was busy, so I saw him ride the bikes out and all that stuff.
Oh, so they get 6 or 7 of the old Green Bay Packers out there, and
it's your host to get you.
You bet.
Yep.
And Goodell was up there, and then all of a sudden, Clay Matthews goes up. He goes, "I got to go off script a little bit." He grabs this envelope. He says, "Just got off the phone with President Trump," and people are like, "Oh, he's got news for all 32 of you teams." And he goes, "Let me read it to you." And he opens up this envelope and he turns it and it says, "The Bears still suck." And the whole place just freaking erupted. And I thought, really? Well, I'm thinking, okay, we're in Green Bay, I guess.
Yeah,
we'll do it.
You got to give them a little bit of an ingenuity.
Yeah. But Clay Matthews, I mean.
Just remember the source. Just remember.
I know. It's like, it's like Refrigerator Perry has as many Super Bowl rings as Clay Matthews does. So.
Probably more touchdowns too, I would imagine.
Probably does, yeah. Clay might have maybe 1 or 2 more. But.
All right. So, is the biggest surprise Shedeur not being drafted? Is it?
Yeah, I think so. There was a couple draft picks that
Jaguars giving up the farm to get Travis Hunter.
Yeah, that's interesting. I thought, like you said, I thought the Bears would trade in. I thought somebody else would trade into the top 5 or 6. To get some guys, but I think after those first 2-3 guys went, I think it just kind of, it was one of those, every year we see it, there's GMs going, "Oh, this draft's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy."
Right.
And then we go 20 picks without nothing happening. And then the one thing I don't like is they plug like, okay, this is the guy that needs to be drafted by this team.
Right.
And then they go with somebody else. And then there's like, none of the announcers say anything. They're just like, all right, they're in their headsets going, okay, cue up the videos of this guy. And then, then they got to go on the fly of going, hey, this is a good fit for New England or whatever.
Sure.
But the lineman that did get drafted by the New England Patriots, very emotional interview. It was awesome. It was just like one of those, like, yeah, if you get a chance, Google it or YouTube it, because he just went up and couldn't talk. And of course they kept the camera on him, and he was just like, but he said, worked my whole life to get my name called.
Yep.
And then you've got guys that get drafted that run up there with their gold chains and all this stuff. And no, this lineman just came up and Yeah, it was awesome. It was good to
Yeah,
see.
I don't know. Happy for Gray Zabel, North Dakota guy.
Yeah,
Nice stash he had going on.
yeah, he did. Yeah.
Yeah, so I thought maybe if he would have had he fallen further down, that the Vikings would take him. Kind of that, that little connection there. So that's kind of cool.
Were you happy with the Viking pick?
Yeah, I think so. I
Was
think
he
if that,
who you thought they were going to draft?
No. I honestly thought they would take a safety, but I don't think that guy from Georgia was who they were looking at. I don't
Well,
know.
there was also talk of getting more draft picks because you guys only have 4 picks.
Right. I thought for real that we would trade out, like trade down. And again, nobody's ever answered me on X. You kind of did. What do you get for a number 24 pick? Could you get 2 number 2s, like one this year?
You'd probably
one
get a
next year?
second and a third. But I mean, we say that, and then all of a sudden you see a trade with a second round pick in 2027's thrown.
Yeah.
In. So it's like, well,
Like
all right,
we were
now
doing those mock drafts,
Yeah.
and you're like, yeah, I got a whole bunch of picks saved up for next year.
yeah. So I don't know. It's crazy. I mean, it's,
Yeah. So
it's weird how trades are done because my value and your value is way different than what other people think. I mean, it's weird. Like one receiver will get traded for a second round pick. The next guy who I think is pretty close in talent gets traded for a 6th round pick. It's like, okay, well, I don't get it, but
right. So I'm just looking at round 2 today. So we got the Browns, Texans. So Browns need a quarterback, yes. Texans, no, they don't need a quarterback. Titans, obviously, they don't need a quarterback.
no.
Browns again at 36, and an interesting at 37, pick 5 in the second round. You have the Las Vegas Raiders.
Yeah. Did a splash with their new running back.
Yep. What do you think about a Shador going there? Close to Colorado, I mean,
He could.
we could start playing all these fun little, how much push does Dion have? I mean, honestly, how much?
None we've seen as of yesterday.
Okay, well, so Belichick, he's going to be at North Carolina.
Yeah.
If he's got a good player, do you think coaches are going to, hey, coach, tell me about this guy? Hey, coach, tell me about this guy.
Yeah.
So do you think the GMs were reaching out to Dion and saying, take your rose-colored glasses off because it's your son, but hey, would he transfer into the system that we play? And I'm sure Dion would be, oh, he can play. I don't know.
I'm sure GMs have talked to Dion, but I think you take that for, like you said, he's got the dad goggles on.
Yep.
Yeah, he's a talent, but look at the schedule. Look at what did he do before they were up 40-0?
Right.
I mean, if you're still stat padding and you're
Right.
I think that was the bad thing for Sanders last year and Hunter was like, you're seeing when it was 40-0 and yep, there's another touchdown pass from 80 yards from Sanders to Hunter to make it 47-0. You're like, what?
Right.
Why are they even out on the field? So it'll be interesting if he goes. New England's not going to take him.
No.
Chicago's got 2 picks there. New Orleans has
Yeah,
a
what's
pick at
Chicago
8.
going to do? What's Chicago going to do there, buddy?
Well, I wonder if we might trade one of those picks. Either that or we get an edge, we get a lineman. We might go after Scatabo in round 5. Who knows?
Ooh, there you go.
But
I did a mock draft yesterday, and he came up in round 3 for me for the Vikings.
Really?
I grabbed him, and they gave me an A+ on it.
Oh, that was too early. No, round 3 is too early for Scatabo. But he's a Minnesota boy, so
yeah, I don't know. Jets gonna jump up and take him?
Scatabo?
No,
Oh,
Sanders. Sorry,
Sanders.
kind of jumping. Yeah.
That's hard to say.
Saints are there at number 8. Yeah, Bears got 2 picks, like boom.
If the Raiders don't take him at 5, well, if the Browns don't take him in their first 2 picks, then yeah, it's hard to say.
So
Does Dallas take him at?
So that's where I was
12?
going next. I was thinking like yesterday, all of a sudden, like, hey, we the Dallas Cowboys select Shedeur Sanders, because
Yeah.
a lot of people want Dak gone in Dallas.
Yeah. Dak is just chewing up a lot of payroll.
I want him to stay. I'm okay with him staying there.
Yeah.
He gets hurt a lot.
Green Bay.
So.
I mean, I'm liking that.
Yeah. So I know we kind of skipped around, but back to the Vikings, this guy that they drafted. Obviously everyone's putting the rose colored on. You're stuck. No, you can't.
Yeah. So are you. Yeah. We both went like black screened and
All right. He can play multiple positions. The only position he hasn't played is center. So I think it's a good pick. I think the Vikings have solidified their offensive line problems via free agency and whatever the draft brings. So we don't pick until number 955th, I think is our
something
next
like
pick.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. We're down there a little ways. So third round, one of the last picks in the third round. Now, did we get a comp pick from something? I thought we were going to get one in the third round. Maybe not.
Yeah. All right. My time is up here. I got a couple people coming in here. So.
Okay. Well, we will.
That'll end it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Sounds good.
We'll chat soon. Have a good